Welcome, everyone, and thanks for your time today. My name is Greg Zakowicz. I'm a marketing strategist and the director of content here for Omnisend. Just very quickly, if you're unfamiliar with who Omnisend is, we're a marketing automation platform specifically built for e-commerce businesses. Whole goal is to increase your sales and decrease your workload. So we do that through a lot of different ways: email, SMS, multiple channels, as well as visual, automated, and templated workflows, 24/7 support, and a whole lot more. For the sake of time, I invite you to visit us over at omnisend.com. Now, I know we have limited time today, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into the program, which is talking about revenue-driving automation that every retailer has to have this holiday season to maximize their revenue potential. I want to walk through what each of those are and the ways you can optimize those specifically for the holiday season this year. First one is going to be welcome messages. And I know it's welcome messages. It's basic, it's best practices. But from a recent quarterly stats report that we have begun putting out, see that in Q2, 97% of all email conversions, and we're talking about billions of emails, were driven from the welcome message and has a conversion rate close to 50%, which is just ridiculous and unheard of, but lasting over hundreds of thousands of sends. 50% conversion rate. And if you don't think that's going to maybe accelerate or stay the same for the holiday season, you're going to be sadly mistaken. We all know that people are going to be shopping often, shopping early, and they're looking for discounts. So what's happening? They sign up for your email program or SMS program, and they're looking to see if that juicy discounts in that welcome message. So we want to use this welcome message, which we know could convert very well, but we want to use it to our advantage, and we want to make sure it's going to drive the most amount of revenue possible. So some of the ways we can do that is certainly think about that incentive that many retailers will have inside of that welcome message itself. Now, it doesn't mean you need to go crazy and offer 70% off in your welcome message, but you should try to match the holidays. So think about it. If you're having a 30% off site-wide sale through the holidays, or you're having these deep discounts and your welcome message is flaunting 10%, you're not really providing an incentive for that customer to convert off that welcome message or even go back to it, look at it later when they're doing their consideration for shopping. So if possible, try to match your incentive strategy along with the holidays. You can either up the order, you can put a minimum spend and increase it on there, or you can try to provide stacking discounts. So if you have a 25% off site-wide sale, maybe you change your welcome incentive to $5 off, put a minimum spend in there that they can maybe stack on top of that discount, but you know you're doing it in a way where you're going to increase the average order value for each of those. So make sure it's strong, make sure it is in line with the rest of your holiday strategy, and by all means, use a sense of urgency with or without a discount in your welcome messages here. Now, everyone's saying it. This year is going to be different. We don't know what to expect. And while that's true, we're in the season. So let's go ahead and use it to our advantage. So we don't know what shipping is going to be like. We don't know what inventory is going to be like. We know people are going to start shopping earlier. So utilize that sense of urgency in all your messaging. Hey, products won't last long. They're going to sell out fast. Make them want to get there. Which, if you do keep a lower incentive, this is the way to make that lower incentive more effective, is by hammering in on that sense of urgency. It's a really great tactic this holiday season. We're going to talk about differentiators as well. Think about what matters to your customer shopping this season. It could be fast and free shipping, especially because we don't know what shipping is going to be like. Extended return policies. Now, every year, I always advise companies to extend the return policies because they're buying gifts. Now, we plan on seeing consumers start the Christmas shopping or their holiday shopping early to mid-October this year, which is kind of where we're at right now, right? So there may be a chance if you have a 30-day return policy, they buy a gift and that return policy or exchange policy has expired before they even gift it. So it's a great value add. Chances are you might not see a lot of returns after the holidays, more so just by extending it. But what a great customer value add you can use to offset your competitors by extending that return policy. If you offer free returns, fast returns, whatever it is, hammer in on those things. Customer service, 24/7, live chat. Let people know you're available to them. If you have gift wrapping services for orders over XYZ, promote those here. And of course, satisfaction guarantees, price matching. These are all things that consumers are looking for in this welcome message. You help them convert. And if we can help them convert, we're driving the sales, and we can use other automation to then increase those repeat sales. Of course, think about holiday content as well. So if you have gift guides, navigation bars, gifts for him, gifts for her, whatever it might be within here, Be sure to use those in your messaging as well. It could be product recommendations, top gifts for the season, but let people find easy avenues to go shopping in your welcome message. And then with all the other items I'm going to talk about today, just very briefly, add SMS. This is going to be a gold mine for retailers this holiday season. Doesn't matter if you don't have an SMS program right now. It's not too late to start. Start adding that collection on your exit intents and your pop-up signups. You'll get them. Cost is no longer a barrier for SMS, but they are extremely powerful for you, and you can build them into your automations, which are going to be effective. Now, SMSs will be time sensitive. Majority are read within the first 3 minutes. So where an email, you might have to wait 4 hours for someone to check it. SMS, you know you're going to get 3 minutes, and think about what that means. Last chance reminders, offer expiration reminders, 1 hour left in sales, running flash sales just for them. You have this time sensitive tool at your disposal to maximize this. Next on that list is cart abandonment. We know this is probably going to be the most profitable message you send out of your email program. You can see from that same stats report, 30% open rates, high conversion rates, and 11% of all email conversions from cart abandonment messages. Now, this a little unique for the holiday season, right? We know that people use carts as wish list. They will stock those puppies full. They'll wait to see if there's a discount in there, but you can use this to your advantage as well. So we talk about adjustments to your cart abandonment strategy for the holiday season. This is certainly one of those areas to do so. Think about timing and the number of messages, and these will play hand in hand. If you normally have a cart abandonment setting at 1 hour, 2 days, and then 5 days, shrink that timing down. Get those 3 messages within 2 or 3 days of one another. Strike while the iron's hot. And again, here's where you use your sense of urgency. Products won't last long. Put that in your messaging and nail them down. Now, you can add a 4th or 5th message if you think that shrinks it down too much, especially if they have larger baskets or wish list items. There's no law saying you can't use 4 messages in a cart abandonment series. I've had clients do it in the past. It normally kills for them. This time of year can be especially helpful for you as well. But just think about how they interplay with one another. Incentives, same talk track I'm going to give you with a welcome message that I'll give you here. Match your holidays. Think about it. 30% off. And it's like, hey, come back and shop now. Finish off your order. Here's 10%. Not really doing it for you. So use that sense of urgency. Products won't last long. That's going to be so key this year. But think about how that incentive really appeals to different customers at that point. And again, integrate your SMS. Maybe it's SMS only subscribers that get an extra incentive, right? We want to build exclusivity for that program. Perfect way to do so. Speaking about SMS here, again, we know it's timely. So if you're expiring carts or that sale is going to end, shift off those SMS messages to the consumers at that point and to the potential shoppers, and factor all these things in to make them want to come back to the cart. A piece of advice, I would just get away from the messaging that says, oops, you left something in your cart. No one's doing it by accident anymore. Right? We're all distracted. Half of us are homeschooling kids if we have kids. We're doing work at home, right? There's a lot of distractions out there. Chances are they're probably price shopping too. So try to get them in as quick as possible. And then another way you can do this as well is look at the cart total or the cart purchaser themselves. So if we know the abandoned basket is $25 and our free shipping threshold is $45, we can use messaging that maybe gives them a discount with a minimum order spend that's well over that $45, where they're going to qualify for free shipping, which is a great value add, and also get a discount. So it's a win-win for them, but you increase that basket size. If it's over that amount, we don't have to talk about free shipping. We can talk about those value adds that are going to matter for consumers who are spending more money with you. So again, we're talking about return policies and exchanges and shipping and maybe a discount there. And same with purchasers. So if we know that's a first-time abandoner versus a loyal customer, we can maybe treat those people differently. But again, we're automating everything. And if we have SMS, we can use SMS into these automated workflows to help balance those things out and communicate slightly different messaging based on the channel they chose they want to receive messages through. And then finally, I want to talk about product and browse abandonment. So very slight differences here. Browse abandonment's more generic. Think categories. Greg was shopping for the shoes and I left. Product, Greg found a specific pair of shoes and he clicked on, was viewing that product. And we can trigger messages off to consumers who are browsing at different stages here. But again, high revenue driving messages, high engagement metrics from open, click, conversion rates. But these are your window shoppers where we can try to cater to them just like we do cart and try to enhance them to get back to the site and enhance that overall purchase experience. How do we do that? We do it through some of the same things we did with cart abandonment. So we think about the items and categories and timing rules. So when you're talking about product or browse abandonment, think about some of those high traffic areas, especially during the holiday season, that are going to be frequented more often than not. If you have holiday specific content, it makes tons of sense to set it up for here. And again, we can use sense of urgency in that messaging to make it more effective. Timing, think cart abandonment. We want to strike while the iron's hot. So it doesn't mean maybe you need to send a message at 1 hour after they leave. While that's not necessarily a bad idea, but we want to get it probably within 24 hours so they're not have the ability to make a purchase at a competing website. Again, incentives. You don't have to incentivize in these messages. I think this is the play where if you don't incentivize, drive home that sense of urgency. It's hard to be talk about sense of urgency yet, but if you do offer an incentive, there's nothing wrong with that here as well. Just make sure it aligns with some of the similar talking points we mentioned before, right? How does it compel someone to come and shop there if you're offering 10% and you have a 35% off flash sale going, right? So we want to use that sense of urgency a little bit more than maybe incentives at this point. And then again, SMS messaging. So we can drive different channels with these. You don't have to say, hey, Greg, saw you checking something out, come back and visit us or put those items in your cart. While you certainly can, you can leave it more generic, which it makes it look like just a very well-timed message, right time, right consumer, but we want to focus on those. So at the end of the day, this holiday season, you could do as many workflows and automations as you want. I want you to focus on those key revenue drivers that drive the majority of the revenue. Welcome, cart abandonment, and browse/product abandonment. Hammer home your company value adds, things that matter to consumers, and drive home that sense of urgency. Make sure your incentives match everything as you're going through, or at least are compelling enough to be collaborative with your other discount strategies, and you'll be fine in any place you can. SMS will be a gold mine this holiday season, both as a complementary and standalone channel. Integrate SMS into these messages and into your automation, because it will certainly pay tons of dividends for you, especially with the timeliness factor for it. So thank you for listening to this very short video about some of the key no BS ways you can drive more revenue this holiday season. And thank you. Feel free to reach out if you guys have any questions, but to a successful season to you.